right, we are here at 5000 West, which is CRED's office in North Lawndale. And we have with us a couple of participants in our program. Why don't you tell me your name?
My name's Juwan.
Juwan. What's your last name? Or
Jones.
Okay. And you are?
Rodshawn, Bedenfield.
Okay. And both of you guys been in the program about a year and a half, is that right?
Yeah.
All right, we also have,
Shy, a Chicago CRED intern.
you're an intern, and,
Kumari Jackson, Chicago CRED intern.
all right. So let's start with you, Jay. Jay, tell us a little bit about yourself and why you became interested in coming to this program here and being an intern here.
Well, I am originally from Atlanta, Georgia. Moved to New Orleans for school where I attended Loyola University, New Orleans. I always just kind of been interested in social justice issues. Mostly in New Orleans, really thinking about mass incarceration and stuff will help people re-enter society, but I definitely saw that it was a problem with people my age in my community and in New Orleans that people just, gun violence being such an issue, and we know gun violence is an issue across this country, just affects people in different ways and in different amounts. So that's really why I got interested in Chicago CRED, and I let my interest be known. I applied for the position here, and then I got that position, and I've been enjoying my time here ever since.
Okay, and
Kumari.
Kumari, tell us what prompted you to become an intern here. Are you from Chicago?
Yep. So I'm originally born and raised North Lawndale community. Grew up in Chicago my whole life. I've been been blessed to kind of do this type of work since I've been since a kid. At the age of like 14, 15, I was able to build a community garden here in North Lawndale that still exists to this day. I've done countless of community service and project work with multiple organizations across the city of Chicago. Over the pandemic, I helped host a food drive with Corey Brooks out on the south side, so I've always kind of had an interest and niche for this type of work. I'm currently a rising senior at Morehouse College, so I've been interning here with CRED for 2 years now. This is my second year back. Like Jay said, I've kind of just been blessed to kind of be in this work for a while, so I kind of known that, this is the type of work I want to do. And I've just been really enjoying my time here with CRED over the last 2 years.
Okay, you've been an intern for 2 years now?
Yep.
Okay. Tell me your name again?
Rodshawn.
Rodshawn. So you're a participant here. Tell us just a little bit about where you grew up and kind of...
I'm from the North Lawndale, West Side community of Chicago. I was born and raised there, actually. I have a son and a daughter, but what brought me to CRED, basically, really my kids, and yeah, my kids, because it's like, I know it's something I can do more than what I'm doing now to help better my life and their life, but at the same time, it's also for me, see what I'm saying, because I've been doing this since, it's gonna be like 10 years I've been doing this, and I've been getting the same results, and it's time for a change.
When you say doing this, what are you talking about?
This lifestyle.
Yeah, so being on the streets and
Yeah.
kind of running around with guys and trying to hustle or whatever.
And it's like I have kids now, so it's like I done made it 10 years, you see what I'm saying? So it's like now it's something, I gotta start doing something different.
Okay, I want to ask you some more about your background, but let's go to you, Juwan. So just give me your quick overview. You're from North Lawndale?
I'm from North Lawndale community. I was born and raised in Chicago. I came up here to better myself. Took it out the streets like what he said.
Yeah. So you grew up right here in North Lawndale neighborhood. Tell me a little bit about growing up here. What was your home life like? Was it challenging? Was it good?
In between.
Tell me a little bit about it.
I can't explain it. It's like some good, some not good. It's like in between. I can't explain it.
Uh-huh. Were there drugs in your community that you saw as you were growing up? And what about violence? When did you first start to see that there was violence in the community that could be a threat
It's
to
like
you?
in the middle. It's like 8.
You were 8 years old? And what happened? Tell me.
A lot. I don't want to say it, but it's a lot.
And was there a particular person? Did you lose a friend, a family member?
Yeah.
Can you tell me the story?
I want to.
You don't want to? How about you, Rodshawn? When did you first start to see violence in the community?
It's always been violence. It's just when I first seen it was like probably like 2013. Like it was just fighting, but it's like I don't know, like between that 2013 age after Chi came out, it's like that's when it just started getting hectic. But it wasn't really bad how it was now. How it is now wasn't bad like that back then.
And how old were you? How old are you now?
I'm 23.
All right, how old are you, Juwan?
21.
All right. Jay, how old are you?
20.
Kumari.
21.
Wow, you guys are all like right in the same zone here. All, Rashad, you're the only one who was born maybe in the last century? 1999?
No, 98.
98, okay. So one of the things I want to do is talk a little bit about what it was like for you on the streets when you were in the life. So talk to me a little bit, Rodshawn, about just on an everyday basis, what were you doing? And you know, I'm not asking you to incriminate yourself or anything like that, but if you can be candid about what you were doing to feed yourself.
It's so crazy because I didn't grow up in the streets. Like my mama, she was doing that Jehovah's Witness stuff. So I ain't grow up in the streets, but it's just like I don't know. I thought I was missing something outside, something like that. But that's how it started. Me thinking I was missing something outside, and it's like I got in this life. It was like I ain't gonna say by mistake, but it was like it just happened because it wasn't really meant for me to get out here. But then it happened, so it's like I'm already in it. So what's the point of stopping? But she was studying with some Jehovah's Witness lady. I ain't gonna say her name, but she knows who she is. But she used to beat us. Like she used to beat me and my little brothers a lot. And at that time, me and my little brothers, it was four of us. My mama, she was young, and we was just, just running her wild. So it's like when the lady came and started beating us, it was like, I don't know. It's like she had control. So it's like once my brother, I guess once he got fed up with it, that's when my mama, she finally let the lady go. And ever since then, everything been cool. Like,
Who was this lady? Like,
she was Jehovah's Witness.
I mean, why was she in your life?
Because at the time, my mama was studying with her. And
I
my
see.
mama being single, she needed somebody to watch us while she went to work.
I
So
see.
she was basically our daycare provider.
She was your daycare provider,
Yeah.
and she started beating you.
Yeah.
For what? For what kind of things? Just like
I guess, I don't know, I guess.
run around being kids, and next thing you know, you start to get beat.
But it's like she wanted everything to be her way. If it wasn't her way, then
Right. And how old were you at the time?
I was like, shit, I think 11, like 10, 11.
Like 10 or 11 years old. So, what did that prompt you to do? Did that prompt you to sort of say, I'm going to the street, I'm going out there?
Now that's the crazy part. It's like, I don't know, that little situation actually brought me and my family closer. And like it really brought us closer because it's like experiencing that. And my mom never experienced that, we didn't. Like we always vowed we'll never let nobody come in and do us like that again, do our mama like that again. And it never happened no more. But it's like, I'm not saying that I'm glad it did happen, but at the same time, I'm actually happy because I get to see how that's my first time ever seeing what a hypocrite was, because the stuff that Jehovah's Witnesses teach, she wasn't practicing that. So it's like, that was my first time ever seeing what a hypocrite was. So it's like, when she left, that's what brought us way closer. Like, we'll call it, brought us way closer.
So she was preaching about Jehovah's Witness and kind of this religious stuff, but acting in a way that wasn't very religious, in your opinion. And when did you first sort of get really involved with the streets? How old were you?
I was 13.
About 13. And how did that happen?
Shit, like I say, it just happened. Like, me and my homies going to the same school. Told me to come over there one day for the 4th of July. And it just went from like, everyday little being outside, just having fun. And then it just came out of nowhere because you just outside having fun. Then look, so you get into little fights here and there. Then one thing led to another from fight. Then we just outside. Now look up, we in tour with people, and it's like, we weren't really thinking about it at the time until like, probably like 2016, maybe 2015, when when it started getting to the point where, you know, the guns got involved, stuff like that. But it was never like my choice to, because I always wanted to be a lawyer. It never but my choice, all you have to go outside and just do this. I was just outside hanging around, and we just started, you know, getting into stuff like every little bit and pieces every now and then, and it just came about.
And you wanted to be a lawyer, do you still want to be a lawyer?
And I want to be a motivational speaker like every time.
And did you end up getting involved in the criminal justice system? Did you get arrested for anything?
I only had like a couple misdemeanors. It was a lot of, well, a lot of my cases was in elementary school. Like, you know, you're in school.
You were getting arrested in elementary school?
Yeah, but it was like a lot of bullying, assault, battery, aggravated battery, stuff like that.
So the school system would call the police on you? Like the teachers or the principal would call the police?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, wow, that's crazy. All right, so then you got out of that, you got involved in the streets. Did you finish high school or did you
No.
drop out?
I dropped out like, when I was like 16.
Okay. Have you gone back to get your GED?
No, I'm in Penn Foster right now getting my high school diploma.
Okay, so you'll have your high school diploma fairly soon?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good for you. Juwan, you want to talk a little bit more about yourself? Talk to me a little bit about when you first started getting, what age were you when you first started getting involved in the streets?
I was like 14, 15, but I went to Chicago though. My mom had moved us out of Chicago. She moved us to Milwaukee.
She took you to Milwaukee?
Yeah.
So you were living there like in high school?
Nah, I was in like 7th, 8th grade.
Okay. And then how'd you get involved in the streets in Chicago? You came back to Chicago?
Yeah, moved back to Chicago. My brother had killed in 2015. After that,
What happened to your brother?
he got killed in 2015.
He got killed?
Yeah. He came back to Chicago.
Can you talk a little bit about what that felt like when you lost him? Couldn't have been easy, huh? Yeah. So that's when you yourself felt that you needed to be involved?
It just came, like what he said, it just came. Outside party, it just came.
Yeah. Did you feel that you needed to carry a gun to be safe or anything like that? Yeah. Do you still feel that way now?
Nah, bro.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, like, a little bit.
Sometimes. Sometimes you still feel. How about you? Do you feel like you need to have a gun to be safe, or you feel like
Yeah, I get shot in the face. I know I do.
you got shot in the face? How long ago did that happen?
Like April, like last year.
A year ago, April. So about 15 months ago. Wow. What were the circumstances?
What you mean?
Like what? How did that happen? What was it? Was somebody aiming at you, or did it just happen randomly, or what?
But it was some. I don't know. I guess they was aiming at me, but they didn't do a good job.
Uh-huh. Well, let me go to you interns for a little bit. So, you've been here this summer, right, Jay? And you've been here a couple of years now?
2 years, so 2
years.
summers. Yeah.
Well, let's start with you. Kumari, let's start with you. So, you've gotten to know guys like, Rodshawn and Juwan.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is the, what have you learned from them? What have you come to realize?
I always tell people life is like a series of like choices, and sometimes choices not that you're not able to make in your own self. And so like in this type of work, you see a lot of times people will be like, I don't always compare myself to a lot of the people here, because it's like we all came from the same thing. We all come from the same type of people, and it's like it's really just a matter of just opportunity and choice. And a lot of times it's just some things went right for some people, some things went wrong for others, and it's just once you get into this work, you really find out that everyone is equal, and is just like I said, opportunity and choice that distinguishes people from others. And
So you grew up in North Lawndale, right?
Yep.
And how did you avoid getting involved in the street life? Or were you involved in the street life too?
No. I was blessed to just have a lot of people in my corner to kind of keep me away from that. Whether that's parents, teachers, community leaders, family, people of that sort. And so they've just kind of shielded me from that, and kind of kept me away from that as much as you can. And I've definitely, had some occurrences with that, just, being with family and friends and, just being in the neighborhood and stuff like that. But for the most part, I've just been, like I say, blessed to kind of have those role models and people in my life to kind of keep me away from those type of things and kind of push me to want something different.
And tell me, where did you go to high school?
I went to a noble school called Mushin.
Okay, and you're in college now?
Yep.
At where?
Morehouse College.
Morehouse, that's
Yep.
right, okay. Is that Atlanta?
Yep, Atlanta.
All right, we're gonna get to Atlanta in a minute.
Mhm.
So you had some adults who were able to keep you sort of straight, and in your case, it sounded like you didn't really have that. You didn't have, you said your
No, it's like
your mom was
I really
working.
just made a choice. Like that's all. It's like I just made a choice. Like my mama raised me right. Me and all my four brothers. But it's just like I say. Like once you get outside and you see your friends doing this or people you hang with doing some certain thing. Now it's like, dang, they out here having fun. So it's like it wasn't really like a lot of drugs. Just us outside just being kids. So it's like I thought I was missing something outside. So I just really made my choice. Like I never got pressure to be in the streets. None of that. Everything I did leading up to now, it's always been my choice. I just made a choice.
And you said that having a child is the thing that really prompted you to get involved in CRED. Talk a little bit more about that. So tell me about your child, first of all. How old is your child? Is
I have
it a boy or a girl? Or?
Yeah, I got a son and a daughter. My son just made 5 June 27, and my daughter finna be 4 on the 20th of this month.
Okay.
But before my kids, I was reckless. Like before my kids, I was reckless. Like I was at the point of like I really didn't care what happened, what I did, none of that, because it's like I'm just outside.
Yeah.
But once I had my son, it slowed me down because it's like now I ain't just living for myself no more. And plus this my junior, you see what I'm saying? So like I was still doing a little here and there, but I wasn't as reckless as I was when I first started. But then I had my daughter, you see what I'm saying? And it's like I had to do something different because at the end of the day, your daughter, I'm the first man my daughter gonna love. So it's like I can't tell my daughter, oh, I don't want you like this or we're gonna do like this, and I'm doing the same thing. So it's like I got a lot of negative that people can talk about. So I want when my kids get older, I want them when they hear about me, it's not all just negative. I want them to hear about the positive and all that because I'm gonna be the one telling them anyway. Because I ain't finna let them hear nothing else from nobody but because it's my life. So they gonna ask me questions, they probably gonna hear and all that. But yeah, like for my kids, I'm not gonna lie to you. If it weren't for my kids, I don't know where I'd be at right now.
Yeah. Do you have kids, Juwan?
One,
How old is your child?
gonna be 6 months, August 14th,
Boy or girl?
boy.
All right. And how has that changed you?
It really did, I ain't gonna lie.
It did, or it hasn't?
Nothing, still the same.
You were already involved in the program even before you had a kid. What made you get involved in the program? What was it that prompted you to sign up?
I was tired of gang banging, tired of being on the streets.
Talk a little bit more about that. When you say you were tired, like what do you mean?
I got tired of carrying guns around.
Uh-huh. Worried about getting shot, things like that?
Shot at, all types of stuff.
Right. You said you'd lost some people. You said you lost a brother. You've lost, I'm sure, a couple of friends too.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. What is the gang, when people like me, I'm not from here, I'm not even from Chicago, but I've lived here a long time. But when you talk about the lifestyle, what is the lifestyle? What is it? What does it include?
Shit, you get a lot of talking about money, girls, drugs, and female. It ain't really nothing like I don't know, like I don't even know how to explain it, but it's like I don't know, like once you get it's the same stuff the rappers talk about, money, guns, drugs, female, that's it.
Money, guns, drugs, females.
That's really all it is. Like that's really all it is.
And it's just about trying to get them all.
That's all it is. Like you just doing all the stuff the rappers be talking about. That's basically what you're doing in the lifestyle.
So Jay, you're from Atlanta, where Kumari's going to school at Morehouse, but you're going to school in New Orleans, and now you're here in Chicago. So talk to us a little bit about what you've learned and seen here in Chicago, working with people like Juwan, Rodshawn. Like, what have you come to see?
I think one thing in general was just how like the gangs work here is different than other places. Like the block by block situation is not something that's like that in Atlanta or New Orleans. It's not a block by block thing. So that was something that was very interesting to me, trying to understand how this works and all that. So that was definitely something that I definitely learned from the guys. And then in general, just being able to be in the rooms with them and hear them speak and kind of be involved with them, it was like very enlightening to the fact, it's just like, so how articulate they could be about their feelings and their experiences, that it's just like these stories definitely need to be told. So I think outside, these communities outside these, four walls is a whole nother story being told. That these like are real people, and I feel like it's outside we forget that, but definitely being here, I definitely learn like we're all the same. All the same, it's just a thing of choices. And some people had different choices than other people, It wasn't a choice for somebody to do one thing that Kumari may have had or that I may have had. So, just a question of fate, really.
When you think about how Chicago CRED, what it gives you, talk about like, so you got life coach, you got CBI, right? You got a paycheck, right? Little stipend. Got now ENT, employment and training, and you're gonna have education as well. When you think about all those pieces, talk to me a little bit about what CBI did for you. And Juwan, you can jump in too. How does CBI work? That's cognitive behavioral intervention, right?
Mm-hmm.
What is that about? Explain it to me.
It's basically like help the controlling of your anger, or not like really controlling, but like basically learning your body when you're angry. Because they call me I'm Mr. CBI because that's my favorite thing. I done won like 2 games in a row already. But it's like I really, really like CBI because I have anger issues, real bad anger issues. And before CBI, I wasn't thinking before I do a lot of stuff. That's what really was getting me in a lot of trouble, not thinking before I do it, but going to CBI and learning about the power of Paul, the on and off switch, the amygdala, all that, learning about all that. I apply that to my everyday life because I know they say words don't hurt, but I just don't like when people just talk to me. You see what I'm saying? Like just talking, I don't like that. So I had to learn how to control my anger when it comes down to that, because it's like a lot of people gonna talk. You see what I'm saying? They gonna do what they want to do, but you can't let that get to you because a person only gonna do that when they got some problems with they self that they ain't worked out with. So I like CBI a lot. Like I like CBI a lot. I ain't gonna lie. I usually teach classes on it, all that.
How about you, Juwan? Talk a little bit about what CBI helped you with.
Well, anger.
With anger?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you have anger issues when you started here?
I ain't like talking to people.
You didn't like talking to people? Yeah. And have you learned to like it?
No.
Not a whole lot more. But at least you're not getting angry.
Right.
All right. Not gonna get mad at me, are you, for talking that?
No.
Okay. Well, CBI, I think, is so important, and it applies to everybody in the world. I mean, everybody. What did you learn watching it or thinking about it, Kumari?
It, like you say, it applies to everyday life, and I think that it should be something. Definitely, it should be something taught in our education system. Because I learned some stuff from it as well. Just learning how to control my emotions some more, and learning how to like self-regulate and distinguish, someone trying to push certain buttons and someone just trying to, get a reaction out of you and things like that, and learning how to just be mild-tempered with a lot of different things and come across as calm and with like a smooth demeanor and everything like that. So I definitely learned a lot from it. Just sitting in the sessions and just watching the guys, do their thing.
Yeah, you heard this expression, road rage, right? That's just people like losing it because somebody took too long trying to get the car moving or something like that, or maybe cut them off a little bit or something like that, and they go crazy. How about you? What's your sort of takeaway around CBI? How important is it? How's it?
Yeah, I think it's beyond important. Like it's something. You should know cognitive behavior intervention, like your ABCs. Because I've learned something every day when I'm in there. Because it's like, okay, yeah. So when I'm actually getting upset about this, like what type of response is this? How can I kind of shift this a different way, express it a different way, maybe articulate how I'm feeling? Definitely need to have that in schools, because a lot of issues that people have with teachers or other staff at schools will say, like, this is a problem child. This is a child that just doesn't know how to deal with their emotions. It's really just an issue of self-regulation and not someone being bad or labeling them with a mental disorder, when really it's just basic skills that they need to learn.
Yeah.
And that's not something that some people's parents aren't even taught. So how are children supposed to know it and be able to be skilled at it 5, 6, 7 years old? Like, that's not possible.
Yeah. Let me talk about another issue. Let me talk about policing. So, both of you guys have experiences with the police? Talk to me a little bit about when the first time you had an experience with the police.
I was 17.
And what happened? Did you get arrested? Or
Yeah.
did they just kind of question you or
I
something?
got
Or
arrested.
For what?
Something I ain't do.
For something you didn't do. And what happened? Did you go to court
Yeah.
and did you serve time?
Nah, I got it out.
What was the charge?
Robbery.
They charged you with robbery. And they said you looked like the guy who
Yeah.
was described as being a robber, and so they arrested you, but ultimately it got thrown out. Then did you have other experiences with the police?
Multiple.
And what were they like? Were they friendly and sweet?
No.
Talk to me a little bit about what they were like. What was it like to be,
It was acting gay high.
did they put you on the ground?
They tried to.
Uh-huh.
I
Did
ain't
they
doing
chase you?
Yeah.
Did they find a gun on you?
They ain't find nothing.
Uh-huh. But multiple times you got arrested, you'd end up in jail for a night or a couple of days or whatever?
Like, almost 1, 2 months.
Really? In county jail?
Yeah, nah, juvenile.
In juvenile, okay. And what was that like?
It was sweet.
It was sweet?
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
It was just like this. Exactly. You sent us something. Ain't really nothing to do up now.
You didn't have to do anything, they fed you?
Yeah.
And didn't have to worry about getting shot, I guess, huh? How about you? Do you have some experiences with the police you can share with us?
I've been dealing with police since like elementary school, but like you talking about like as far as getting locked up.
Yeah, just getting locked up or getting arrested or going to court. Talk to
It
me a little
started-
bit about some of those experiences.
My experience with the police started at elementary school when I first started getting in the streets at 13, because like the principal, my name is Miss Cheryl B. White, and it was my assistant principal, Miss Brooks Page. They with me, you know, in the streets and stuff, they thought I was trying to initiate people to be in gangs. I used to be a bully in school, so it was like they used to call the police every week, probably like 2-3 days every week. I'm getting called. I mean, the police getting called on me because I was either bullying somebody or they tell me I'm starting gang riots and stuff like that. But when I first got locked up, I was with my homie in the stolen car. That's my first time I ever caught a case. But when I got caught, I guess he was used to people crying for their first time getting caught. But I'm in the station and I was bleeding. He thought I was bleeding out my back, but it was a little cut right here. Came out the window, I was bleeding. He like, yeah man, for this to be your first time, you not crying, this and that. I'm like, why would I be crying? Because I wasn't crying when I was doing it, so you see what I'm saying? But over the years after that, I started having more run-ins with the police, but it was only at school. You see what I'm saying? Only at school. And it got to the point where the police would see me like, yeah, then we just came up to your school, I know you, this and that. But it's like, once I got out of school and started getting in the streets and being outside, that's when the police start acting, you see what I'm saying, different. Because it's like, you in an area where the police don't like certain people and stuff like that, so they harass you. That's why I be treating her, yeah.
Do you think that the policing system needs to change? Is there something they should do differently?
A lot, they should do a lot different.
Like what?
Yeah, just
Like
stop.
talk a little bit about what would be better.
That's the thing, I
Stop
don't even,
harassing us.
Stop harassing you guys?
Yeah.
I just stopped shooting us, really. That's all it is. Like,
Do you think of them as people who can protect you and help you, or just people?
no, they're not
They
trying to
don't
protect,
protect-
not back in the day probably, but no, not right now.
Yeah. So, Jay and Kumari, when you hear them talk about this, and you hear that a lot of people talk about, you know, the Black Lives Matter movement and reforming police, what do you think? I mean, if you guys are gonna get into this field, what do you think police departments ought to do differently?
Police, I need to do a lot of everything a little differently. The current way of what they're doing is not really helping the communities that need it. You know, issues are continuing to fester in one community, and police aren't really serving the communities that really need it.
Yeah.
Not solving crimes, letting people justice not happen.
Mhm.
So that helps people. They're not trusting the police. They don't want to go to the police. The police is over policing these areas. It just doesn't serve the purpose of protecting and serving for everyone, I think. That's one thing, but then their mission never says to protect and serve everyone, so then maybe they are doing what they are intending to do. But definitely just being effective policing would change a whole lot. But
What about you? Do you think that there's anything if you were able to change the way we police, what would you do?
There needs to be a like reform of policing and community policing as a whole. Dating back to just when police forces were first created, they were created on the principle. If you look at like sheriff departments, a lot of them originate from slave catchers and stuff like that. So a lot of their practices, a lot of the techniques, a lot of just that policy is embedded within police departments today, and it's still embedded in police departments today, which is not indicative of the times we live in. A lot of that was 18th, 17th century and things like that. So it just needs to be like Jay said, it just needs to be a more holistic community approach where police officers are coming into the community and making relationships with people and trying to build that trust and bond back up. But I think like Rodshawn and Juwan said, I think it's gotten to a point where I think of where it's a bit unrepairable, to where the police have broken the trust with a lot of the community, and it's like the first steps I think of getting that back is just becoming more of a community police force.
Yeah, community, get them out of the cars, walk in the neighborhood maybe.
Yep.
it would also help if it's like seeing people from your community in these positions, because sometimes with police departments, these people aren't from this area. So they're working in this area, but they're not from it. And that just, also kind of
Right.
makes it a little different for people.
When you guys were coming up, how often would a black police officer?
I never seen a black police officer.
You never saw any black
I
police
seen a
officers?
couple
Couple of them.
I ain't never seen a lot of them.
Were they different than the white police officers? Did they treat you
Some of
differently?
them was, but majority of them wasn't. They were trying to, I guess, I don't know, try to impress them and be like them.
Uh-huh. So it's not necessarily a race thing that the police officers, if we had more black cops, you think that would help?
Nah, because nowadays with the police, it's like, with them it's the police versus the community. Like, so, no matter if the police black, white, as long as they think the badge better, they gonna protect their brothers by any minute, because they know for a fact, we gonna protect ours, just like, you see what I'm saying? So they gonna protect theirs, as long as they got that badge, no matter what color they is, they gonna ride with each other, so.
Right. Let me go back to something we talked about before. So like, a lot of the shootings today in Chicago don't seem to be about anything but maybe the response to a different shooting, like retaliation for something else, or sometimes they're about social media. Like, talk to me a little bit about why we're having so many shootings in this city.
Because
What
of social media.
social media makes it worse?
Social media.
How does it happen? Just explain it. I mean, I have an idea, but I want to hear you talk to me about it.
Well, like how the killings come from social media.
Yeah,
Because now it's like you able to do a lot more now. You got social media, so you can text somebody, you can get into it with them, or you can diss somebody that's dead.
it's a lot easier.
Yeah, it's a lot
insult people.
easy to talk crazy, or like you got access to the internet, so you can go find anything, or oh yeah, ooh, this person did this to me, so I'm finna text them, or I'm finna go make this status, I'm finna do this now, or I'm finna go live. You see what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. It's really social media and the music industry, like the influence in the media. That's what it is. 'Cause it's
The
like,
music industry?
it's the perception of it.
The rappers,
Definitely.
think they encourage violence?
Definitely. That's right. Chief Keef, on real. Like as far as for Chicago, I can't speak for, but Chief Keef, when he came out, it just went up. Everybody want to be like Chief Keef. Everybody want.
How about you talk a little bit about social media and how it affects gun violence?
What he said, people be dancing. That's it. It's like
Did-
we said, dancing, talk about our dead people's music. That's it.
And did being in CRED teach you that when someone tries to do that to you on social media, you don't have to respond? You
Yeah, I ain't even got social media. I didn't got to a point where it's like, it's called, I don't know, I don't know if it's called a point of growth or maturity, but it's like,
Yeah.
my thing is I don't need social media, because social media is like, it's basically you putting your life on out there on the internet for
Right.
either your friend that you got, but then half the time, because you only get 5,000 friends on Facebook, so it's like half of them people you don't know. So
Yeah.
my thing is, why would I need social media if the people that I talk to in my phone, I see them every day?
Yeah.
And social media, they ain't nothing but a distraction, so I don't need that. I don't got no type of social media.
So in addition to social media, there's always retaliation too, like, so you're a year and a half in this program, both of you. If someone you cared for and knew got shot or maybe even killed, do you feel like you might react differently today than you would have a year and a half ago or 2 years ago? Would you?
To be honest,
I would have, I would got my homie get back.
What?
I would have got back from my homie.
yeah, but they ain't gonna let you. It's certain shit that you can get past and certain shit that you can't. And they ain't gonna let you. I done lost cousins and like my homies is my cousin, my homie, but it's like I done lost 3 of them. These my close ones. There's something going on right here. But it's like,
All to gun violence?
yeah. So it's like, you know, it's like at that, it's like when I got in the program, I'm like, it gave me a second look at it, but then it's like, at the same time, it's like, it's still up in me, because it's like, I know for a fact, the same person that's doing that, they not gonna give me a pass, you see what I'm saying? If they was to see me or anything, they won't give me no pass, but then it's like, the only way that I could like be like, oh yeah, I ain't gonna be able to get back if I'm not in Chicago. Because it's like, as long as I'm out here, I'm still gonna be on the same block I used to hang with my homies and cousins on. So it's like the memory gonna always come back. Birthdays, special days, shit like that. And it's like, when them days come up, that's when you get to thinking. That's when all the thoughts get to racing. Like, yeah, man, his birthday coming up, we finna go do this, we finna go do that. But it's like, like that, but it's like it's gonna always be like that. But I don't want it to always be like that. But as long as I'm in Chicago, I ain't gonna lie, it's gonna be like that. But it's not just like off emotions. You see what I'm saying? Because it ain't what you do, it's how you do it, basically.
So you both said that you kind of got involved in the street life when you were about 13, 14, right? Something like that?
Mm-hmm.
If you could talk to your 13-year-old self right now, so imagine you're sitting in a room right across chairs, your 13-year-old self, what would you say to that 13-year-old? That might really get him to make different choices.
I ain't gonna lie, I tell myself to just stay in school.
Stay in
I tell
school.
myself stay in school.
Because you dropped out of school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell myself just stay in school and just just make smart decisions. That's all. But that's a lot of me growing up. I just made a lot of dumb decisions. Like that's all. So I just tell them just stay in school and just make smart decisions. Like think before I do stuff because there's a lot of stuff. That's why a lot of shit got me fucked up for not just. I'm just moving off emotions, off instinct.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Juwan? What would you say to your 13-year-old self if he was sitting across the chair?
I'll tell myself, stay focused.
Stay
Don't
focused.
try.
Say some more. Say some more
Don't
about
second
it.
guess nothing.
Say that.
Always go with your first mind. Don't second guess.
Don't second guess. Go with your first instinct. Is it the first instinct the thing that got you in trouble? Reacting quickly?
Yeah. Nah, hell nah.
Oh, that's not what you mean by first instinct.
First instinct, you don't get in trouble. Your second mind will get you in trouble.
Oh, your second mind gets you in trouble. I see. So, go with your your better angels. The guy who says,
Yeah.
walk away or go home or
Uh-huh.
stay in school, things like that.
Yeah.
As you think about it, and I'd like you guys to also think about this too, if you could wave a magic wand to try and stop gun violence, what would you do? Let's say you were the mayor of Chicago, let's say you were in a position to really do it. What would you do?
Don't take your neighbor. That's what I would say. You know, a lot of people, we all look the same. We got something in common. We just grew up on a different side. We grew up in different blocks.
Uh-huh.
That someone like that, you're looking at yourself almost, a reflection of yourself.
Uh-huh.
So that's what I would say. Don't take your neighbor.
That's what you would say. What about programs? What would you spend money on? How would you reduce gun violence?
You know, I would definitely spend money on just the community, building up the communities. If the community looked like Lincoln Park or River North, Logan Square, anything like that, I mean, it would look different.
Yeah.
I mean, I would more trees. You know, there's no recreation centers near here, no parks for the kids to really go to.
Mm-hmm.
The schools aren't too great. We need more social workers in the schools. I would just focus on redirecting resources in the community for the.
When you guys were coming up, did you participate in park district programs?
No.
Play baseball?
Went to the youth center a lot.
You were. And what'd you do there? Play sports and stuff?
Yeah, I like to play basketball.
Okay. So you had some positive activities like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't enough though, huh?
No. But it was like before the youth center, I was already. So I was already in the street before I even found out what a youth center was.
How about you? What programs did you get involved with as a kid?
The youth center, BBR, BBF. That's one.
What's PBR?
BBF and BBR.
What-
That's on 1850 to Hamlin, 15 to Hamlin, I think.
Uh-huh. That's a place?
Yeah, like a youth center.
Oh,
Like
okay.
a basketball gym on that.
Uh-huh. But that wasn't enough to keep you out of trouble. Was there any programs like in the park district, you know, like baseball, things like that?
Oh, no. See, I ain't never really.
How about swimming?
got involved
Did
in
you
that.
ever take swimming lessons?
I don't know how to swim.
You don't know how to swim? Do you know how to swim? Got a beautiful lake over here, no one ever took you over to the lake to jump in the
I ain't
lake?
gonna lie to you, I got something
Jumping
against
in the
public.
lake.
I don't get in public pools or I don't get on roller coasters, none of that.
Because because you don't know how to swim.
Yeah.
If someone taught you how to swim, would you do it?
Yeah, I definitely learn. But I just can't do it now.
You have a child now, can you get your child to learn to swim maybe?
Oh yeah, definitely. Everything that I wouldn't and couldn't do when I was younger, everything that I couldn't do, I make sure my kids do it. That's why I say like, as long as I'm in Chicago, it's gonna always be fucked up. Once I leave, move out of Chicago, I ain't leaving for y'all to do it. I'm leaving for my kids because it's like I already had my fun, my childhood. You see what I'm saying? I got kids now. I'm grown. I got responsibilities. So all that shit that I did when I was young, that's why I made sure I did everything when I was young, because I know for a fact once you get to a certain age, you have to start caring for yourself, take care of yourself. You get to that certain age, you're grown. Ain't nobody. I had to realize when nobody gonna take care of me. So it's like now, everything I can do is ensure I make sure my kids can do it.
If someone offered you swimming lessons now, would you take them?
Yeah, I definitely would.
All right, that's pretty
I
good.
definitely would.
All right, so you're the mayor of Chicago, Kumari. Tell me what you're gonna do differently.
I think there needs to be better structures and programs in place. For example, like clinicians, mental health counseling. Because if you really think about it, take like a holistic approach. A lot of these problems are generational, where you know, it didn't start with that person. It started with a mother, a grandmother, a grandfather, an uncle, auntie, who went through the same stuff and same traumatic experiences, same stress and everything like that, and didn't have those proper resources to get over those things, and it just bled over to the next generation. And so I always tell people that the mental health and clinician part is the most important, especially in the Black community, because there's so much stress and trauma that's embedded in that, and you can't, as a saying, hurt people. So you can't expect, you know, like you said, someone who's been going through something their whole life to know anything different when that's all that they experienced and went through. So having those services of like mental health counselors, clinicians, social workers.
So you'd invest a lot more money in those kinds of things.
Yeah.
How many times did anybody take you downtown when you were growing up to go to a museum or something like that?
Shit. Like, my mom, that was my best friend. That's all we had, really. So my mom, she made sure, you know, my daddy went around, so she made sure, like, she made sure she did a lot. We went zoo downtown.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, we did a lot of stuff.
Okay, how about you, Juwan? Did you go downtown when you were a kid?
Yeah, but I don't remember how many times.
Yeah. But you did get exposed to the museums and things like that. You got to see things. Is there anything, let me ask you each, what do you want to do? Let's start with you, Juwan. What do you want to do in the next five years of your life? I'm not asking you about the whole next 100 years of your life. Just the next.
I don't know what I want to do in the next 5 years.
Got any ideas?
No, not right now. I ain't know.
Any particular profession you'd like to pursue? You want to
I
work
want to
with?
be a boxer,
You want to be a boxer?
but not a boxer. I want to be an MMA fighter.
An MMA fighter? Yeah. Are you pretty good at it?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna be nice to you. How about you? What have you thought about, Rodshawn, about what you want to do?
Shit, I still want to be a lawyer. I ain't gonna lie, I've been wanting to be a lawyer since elementary school. But watching Eric Thomas, I ain't gonna lie, I want to do both. I want to be a motivational speaker because it's like the way how I talk. I like the way how I talk. A lot of people be thinking I'm older than my age, or you got a lot of knowledge and stuff like that. But my thing is, it's like that's because I listen to. Growing up, I listened to a lot of my elders. Even though the body language probably said I wasn't listening, but it's like when you grow up with just your mama and your daddy just ain't there, you have to mature quick. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then when you hop in the streets not knowing what you're doing, you have to mature quick. So it's like I'm a visual learner. I comprehend quick. So it's like I had to grow up fast. So with me having to do that, it's like I really feel like that's what made me want to be a motivational speaker, because I feel like me being young and doing what I'm doing now, I'm gonna be able to touch people that's my age and feel like they want to do this. But yeah, I want to be a lawyer. I want to be just like Eric Thomas.
Eric Thomas is a motivational speaker. All right. So, Rodshawn, what's your last name?
Bedenfield, Bedenfield.
Bedenfield. Juwan, what's your last name?
Jones.
Jones. Jones.
Yeah.
Kumari, what's your last name?
Jackson.
Jackson. And you're at Morehouse, right?
Yep.
And Jai, what's your last name?
Shy.
S-H-Y.
Yes.
J. Shy. Not Jai, J. I keep saying Shy. I'm sorry about that. J. Shy. And you're at
Loyola, New Orleans.
Loyola, New Orleans, right? But you're from Atlanta. Loyola and NOLA, right? All right, well, that's almost 50 minutes. That's probably pretty good. I appreciate the conversation, and I wish the best for everybody. I'd love to stay in touch with you guys in particular, but you guys know how to reach me too, right? You have my number? All right, maybe you can give it to Kumari. You guys, we should change number too.
No, but another thing that I like to touch on what he was talking about, like you said, he was the mayor, like mental health.
Yeah.
Cause mental health, it's a motherfucker. Like ain't gonna lie, 'cause
You know, I didn't get around to asking you. So you're the mayor now. What would you spend money on? You're the money. Now you're the mayor.
I ain't gonna fly. Like a lot of stuff that I experienced growing up, I rather if I was the mayor, my main focus, all the shit that I went through, I try to look back on that and then we'll apply to the present day. But mental health for a fact, like that's the number one because like I ain't gonna lie to you. That stuff like it's real because I deal with it every day. Not as much now, but it depression, anxiety, all that ain't thing. Especially like losing a lot of people, then dealing with it, like mental health, like dealing with it because I drink a lot to deal with my mental problem. But it's like that don't help. But it's like that mental health, it'll have you thinking stuff that you don't supposed to be thinking. How you doing stuff that you don't supposed to be thinking like.
Yeah.
But it's like, whenever I deal with like the little mental health problem, it's my kids that always throw me off from thinking about it. Cause just hearing them, daddy this and daddy that, it's like when I get to that depression part, anxiety, all that, I don't know, I be feel like giving up sometimes. Like, but it's like, I know I got a purpose. It's just, I'm just still maneuvering around it. I'm still finding, but it's like, it still be taking a toll because it's like trying to do good, trying to take care of kids and still dealing with this. It'd be a lot, you see what I'm saying? So mental health, that would be one I focus on a lot.
One area you focus. How about you, Juwan? If you were the mayor of Chicago, what would you spend more money on?
Parks, youth
Park.
centers,
Youth centers.
basketball courts, stuff like that.
Boxing programs?
Yeah.
MMA programs?
Nah, you already got some of them at North Lawndale Avenue.
Yeah, they have some here?
Yeah.
How about roller rinks? Guys been to the roller rink over there?
I don't know how to roller skate like that, but I definitely put money up in that.
Yeah, that's pretty good, right?
First time I tried, I almost broke my arm. I ain't gonna lie.
All right, well, listen, that's good conversation, everybody. Jay, anything to add? Any closing thoughts?
No, just thank you guys. Like, express the utmost gratitude to you guys for talking to us today.
When you graduate from college, what do you think you're gonna do?
I'm gonna go to law school.
Law school? All right. You guys could start a law firm together.
Right.
All right.
Bedenfield and Shy. Got a nice ring to it.
Bedenfield and Shy, yeah, that does have a nice ring.